So if you're thinking about getting an American Express for the first time, one of the key sort of drivers I think behind this is the welcome offer. Which one's going to give you that initial kind of big boosted kind of cashback or reward point rate? And these can be fantastic. They can be worth 100 quid, 125 quid, maybe as much as 184 pounds. Now, normally the one that I would say to go for, the one that I think gives you the best kind of initial about right now, that's not accepted for any kind of boosted offers that do come and go throughout the year, is for this one, the American Express Preferred Rewards Gold Credit Card. I've got a whole review on that you can check out if you want to. That one, if you're willing to swap the points that you earn, the Amex points that you earn, into Avios and then into Nectar points, which is a really simple process. Don't think, oh God, that sounds complicated. It's not. It's really easy. If you're willing to do that, those points that you earn, the bonus points in the first 3 months, can be worth £184, right? Which is fantastic. Better than you're going to get elsewhere. However, there is a kind of next level for this that you can take. Because the general rule that you get with these American Express welcome bonuses is you get one. That's it. And you can't get another one unless you've not had an Amex in your name for 24 months. Okay? Which is why it makes sense. Go for the best one you're going to get. And that's fantastic. However, I'd say the next level of this is that there are 2 other cards available. There is this one, the Platinum credit card, and also the British Airways Premium Plus American Express credit card, which, depending on which Amex card you already have, you might be eligible for another welcome bonus. So there is a way that you can get 3 different welcome bonuses from 3 different American Express credit cards, but it does depend very, very much on what that first Amex you get is. So what I'm going to take you through here is my strategy right now, what I'm going to be doing in order to maximize the number of Amex bonuses that I get. Because I am right now a new American Express customer, because I've not had a card in the last 24 months. I'll come to that, why that is in a moment, why I've still had an Amex for the last 2 years, but I've not been a customer. I'll come back to that later in the video. But I'm a new customer. So I've been looking at this. What am I going to do? How am I going to maximize these bonuses? So important things to talk about, first of all, when it comes to the American Express bonuses, and in fact, credit cards in general. First of all, make sure you do an eligibility check before you apply for these, because you want to make sure you're not going to get rejected. Okay, so have a look. Amex's own website will give you your chances of getting accepted. That's a great indicator. Then you make that call whether you're going to apply for it or not. That's based on the information you provide and what was in your credit report. When you apply, obviously you get this card. There are kind of thresholds and time limits for these welcome bonuses. Okay, really, really important to know this. So a very common one. So for example, that Preferred Rewards Gold card that I mentioned before, this one, to get those 20,000 bonus Amex reward points, you have to spend £3,000 in the first 3 months. Now, if you do all your normal spending on there, so your supermarket shopping, your petrol, any kind of subscriptions you might have like Netflix or Spotify, kind of your day-to-day spending, you've obviously got to work out, does that add up to £1,000 every single month? And you also need to make sure, have a look at your kind of normal spending. Are those kind of big retailers, in which case they are going to be taking American Express, yeah? Or most of the big shops will do that. If it's some smaller places, some more independents, they might not take Amex. So it's not just about, yeah, I easily spend £1,000 every single month in this particular offer. Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower. You've got to make sure they're ones that take American Express. But generally, I think for most people, particularly if you're a household with family, with kids and stuff, you know, that supermarket shopping, that petrol, that's really going to add up on there anyway. But that's really, really important to make sure you do that and you do check that threshold. Now, because if you spend a penny under, let's say this particular one again, £3,000 in 3 months, a penny under, you do not get that bonus at all. There are some other bonuses which work slightly differently. So for example, they are, you get an extra increased cashback on your up to in the first 3 months on up to say £2,500. So if you spent £2,000, not £2,500, you'd still get that increased cashback. You obviously just wouldn't get the potential of that offer, but you'd still get some of it. And the other really, really, really important thing here is just do your normal spending. Because if you are thinking, right, I'm going to get this just to get this welcome bonus and buy all these things that I can't afford, and if I don't have money in my current account to pay it off in every single month to avoid getting charged interest, then you're asking for trouble. For a start, the cashback itself is going to be wiped out. but also much of that bonus, if not all of that bonus, will be wiped out. So again, really important that you absolutely clear this credit card every single month if you're going to do this, to follow this strategy. Okay, so let's have a look then at how you can get 3 bonuses from American Express. It might actually be possible to get more because there are some business credit cards as well, but I'm going to ignore those ones for now because most of us, we're not going to have that ability to get a business American Express in our names. So let's talk about the 2 cards that you can get a bonus from if you've already got an American Express, because there are some restrictions on which cards you can previously have got in the last 2 years, okay? The 2 cards are, as I said, there's this one, the Platinum credit card, and there is the British Airways Premium Plus credit card. Let's start with the Platinum one, first of all. This one, you can get the bonus on this as long as you haven't already had any card that offers reward points, Amex reward points. There are only 3 cards that do this. There's the American Express card, the American Express reward card, and that card I mentioned at the top, the Preferred Rewards Gold credit card. So this is why I said at the beginning, now this is the one I would recommend to you if you're someone who just wants to get one card, first time, get the highest bonus. This is probably the best bet. But if you are thinking of getting a second card or a third card later on, if you are hoping to maybe get a second bonus from the Platinum card, then you can't have the Gold card. Okay, it's off the table. So it might be the one that pays the most in that first instance, but it's not going to help you get those additional cards. So let's ignore that one for now, and we'll come back to the other options in a minute for the first card. Now, some important things you need to know about this Platinum card, right? Because it's not going to be one that you are going to keep for a long time, most of you anyway. It's an interesting one. So it has a huge fee, £575 a year, right? Massive, massive fee. So this is, again, it might work for some people. It has some extra bonuses that come with it. You get travel insurance with it. You get some credit. So maybe you get £100 credit for Harvey Nicks every year. Last year, there was a £200 restaurant credit, although no guarantee that offer will come back. But it does feel like they're trying to add more of these kind of lifestyle benefits throughout the year, which could actually make that fee more reasonable and more acceptable. But what I would do is, if I was to get this card as my second card, is I would keep the initial card, keep that one underlying, just run in the background. Focus all your spending on the new card when you get it, obviously, to make sure you get that bonus. You've got to meet that criteria. Again, at the moment, this one is to spend £3,000 in 3 months to get 30,000 Amex reward points. That's what you would get for a standard offer. Then when you've got that bonus, when you've triggered that, you spent that £3,000, you've triggered that bonus, cancel the card. Now, there is an important step you have to do before that, because if you cancel that card, you'd lose all your membership reward points. So you'd either want to convert them into Avios points as a kind of a holding place, and then potentially into Nectar points, or keep them in Avios. Or you'd want to open up maybe the free American Express reward credit card, and that would mean your points remain active, your Amex reward points remain active. So that's really vital. You don't want to lose all those points when you've earned them. But then cancel that card. And when you do it, that fee that you've paid will be pro rata refunded. So let's say you have used it for 3 months. That means you would get a 9 months refund of that annual fee. And this works out, I've got the numbers here for you. So you would get out of that £575 fee, £431 back, okay? That effectively means you've actually just spent £144, which is a lot for 3 months, right? But those points you've got, those 30,000 points plus an extra 3,000 points that you would have got from your everyday spending, 1 point per pound spent, that's worth, if you convert it Avios into Nectar, 264 quid. That gives you a profit of £120, plus you might have got some extra bit of money here or there. Remember that Harvey Nicks credit I mentioned, you might be able to get that twice a year, £50 between January and June, another £50 from between July and December. So again, you are making at least 120 quid profit from this if you cancel it then. If you cancelled it another 3 months later, then obviously the point bonus that you've got will be wiped out straight away. So it's important that you do cancel it straight away and then go back to your initial first card. The other one is the British Airways Premium Plus credit card. And you can do these in any order, actually. You can go for the Amex Platinum next or the BA Premium Plus next. Really doesn't make too much difference. The BA Premium Plus credit card, the only card that you cannot have prior to this in order to get the welcome bonus on this, is the free British Airways American Express card. So long as you haven't had that one and don't have that one, haven't had that in the last 2 years, you'll be eligible for, again, another welcome bonus from this one. This one gives you Avios points, and that's going to be 25,000 Avios points as your bonus, and you have to spend £3,000 in 3 months. Now, this one also comes with a fee. This is a £250 fee. So again, you could follow that same trick. Once you've triggered your bonus, once you've done that £3,000 spend, 3 months, maybe earlier if you've got a big purchase coming along, you've got those points. They're going to be in your Avios account, so you don't need to worry about losing them by cancelling the card, but you could always downgrade to the free BA free British Airways American Express card, which won't cost you anything. You can get that refund and the points are yours. Now, this one does have a kind of caveat where you might want to keep it going for longer, because if you spend £10,000 on this card in a year, then you will get a free companion voucher, a 2-for-1 voucher for a British Airways flight. Now, I'm not always the biggest fan of the Avios redemption for flights because you've got to add tax and charges on top. They're not always easy to find, these flights. There can be quite a very small number of them on each individual one. And often, if you're just looking for kind of deals, you might be able to get a better deal on Virgin or on, I don't know, EasyJet, whatever it might be. However, if you have got enough points, and maybe if you've done the the Platinum card and earned points on that, and you put them into Avios, and maybe you've got the points from this one, then maybe you're starting to get a healthy number of Avios points going. And maybe that combined with a 2-for-1 voucher might mean you can get actually a pretty decent transatlantic flight, or maybe an upgrade into business class or premium economy or whatever it might be. So you might want to investigate that if you are going to follow this trick, but that might be a reason to keep that card going. You've got to work out if it can justify you paying, whatever's left of that £250 fee. Point to say, actually, you pay these fees up front, so it'll be a rebate you get when you cancel the card. For that pro rata refund, you have paid it up front already. So that's something you make sure you have got the money for. Now, that's very simple in lots of ways, isn't it? You apply for one card and then you get the other 2 cards. But which is the first card you should go for? We've already said you can't go for the reward cards. They're not going to be any good if you want to get the Platinum card at a later date. And you can't get that BA card, the free BA card, if you want the Premium Plus card another day. So what cards should you go for? Well, there are 4 options here. 4. There's a Marriott points one, right? Bonvoy Marriott. Unless you're going to use those a lot, you earn those a lot anyway, you're away for travel a lot, I wouldn't bother with that one. It's got a high fee. Let's ignore that. For most people, it's not going to be relevant. That leaves the Amex Nectar card and the 2 American Express Cashback Platinum credit cards. Okay, different to the Platinum card, the Cashback Platinum Cash credit cards, which look like this. There are 2 of these. One of them is free, doesn't cost you anything every single month, but it does have a limit. You have to spend at least £3,000 every single year in order to get any cash back. Now, if you're focusing a lot of your spending on potentially one of these other cards or both those cards, then that one's not going to work as well. So maybe I would ignore that one. So that brings you in just to the Platinum Cashback credit card or the Nectar credit card. Now, this one the Nectar card has a lower threshold. It's a £2,000 spend in 3 months to get your 20,000 bonus Nectar points. That's worth £100. On the American Express Platinum Cashback credit card, that will give you 5% cash back on the first £2,500 that you spend in the first 3 months. So which one of those you go for? Well, it depends. The ongoing rate on the Nectar is 2 points per £1 spent. That's 1%. That's much better than the 0.75% you're going to get with the Platinum Cashback credit card. So in theory, after you've got your bonus, that's going to kind of be a better one to be earning on. Remember, when you cancel your BA Premium Plus or your Amex Platinum cards, once you've got those bonuses, if you do that, you're going to go back to this card for your ongoing spending. So it's an important one to think about what rate you're getting. And 1% is up there with my best cashback card, which is the Chase debit card, which gives you 1% for 12 months. So Nectar one, that wins over there. Obviously, your bonus is going to be slightly less, potentially £100 in Nectar points rather than 125 quid on the other one. But you do have to factor in the fees with this. Both of them come with a £25 annual fee, but the Nectar one is free in the first year. However, you can go via a cashback site or a referral link, and you'll be able to get that money probably knocked off as well. So really, I wouldn't worry about that too much, but potentially I would edge here maybe towards the Nectar card over the Platinum Cashback credit card. However, in my instance, it's going to be slightly different because there is one extra thing you need to think about here when you're looking at those second and third welcome bonuses. Sometimes they're boosted. Sometimes they are increased to higher levels. So back in late 2021, the Platinum credit card, the one here, that welcome bonus was boosted by a fair amount. I think it was boosted from 30,000 points to 40,000 points, okay, which is actually pretty decent, okay. And likewise, in February 2022, the British Airways Premium Plus credit card, that welcome points, Avios points, is boosted from 25,000 points to 40,000 points. So if you can time applying for those 2 additional cards, whichever one you go for, when there's a boosted offer, you're going to get even more money back. So hold off for those will be one recommendation. As I say, right now, recording this in early February, there is that boosted BA offer. So I'm going to try and go for that at the end of this month, before this ends on the 28th of February. And that means I've only got a month. So I applied for this new Amex, it's the 1st of February. I've only got a month of spending for that welcome bonus if I also want to get that boosted BA offer. Now you've got to add up whether losing out on some of that welcome bonus will be kind of enough to justify getting the extra bonus. And I've had a look at it and I think it is. So I've actually gone for the American Express Platinum cashback credit card for this one here, because I will get a boosted rate, that 5% back on whatever I spend in this first month. So I don't have to spend the full 2.5 grand to get some of that money back. If I'd gone for the Nectar card, if I didn't reach that 2 grand spend in the first 3 months, I'd get nothing extra at all. But I'm obviously going to be focusing my spending on that Avios card when I get it. So that's important things to remember. And the other thing I think it's worth saying here as well is you obviously want to space out these applications for another reason, and that is your credit checks. Every time you apply, as we mentioned at the top, for a credit card, you will be credit checked. So it kind of makes sense to not do these cards too soon together, because otherwise it looks a little bit desperate and they might be a little bit, hang on, you've already got 2 of our cards, we want a third. So I would maybe get the first one, use that one, get the best bonus you can on that, use it for ongoing spending, and then either when you've got a big expenditure coming up, which you know is going to make it really easy to get that welcome bonus, or when they're boosted, and there's no guarantee these boosted offers are going to come around, I should say. There is a chance they won't, which is why it's important you're happy with that initial card. Then get the next one, and then get the next one. Now, the last thing to talk about here, and I hinted at this earlier on, is why I've got all these cards on me right now, why I said I got this card late 2021, but why I'm a new customer now, why I haven't had an Amex in my name for 2 years, which means I'm eligible for the first welcome bonus again. And this is because when you get an American Express credit card, you can also get a supplementary card for someone else in your household. Now, I've done this in the past, and I've got one for my wife. It makes it much easier to reach those spending thresholds on those welcome offers, because you're both spending on it on your everyday spending. Nothing new, just your everyday spending. You're both earning on that and getting to that threshold to get the bonus points sooner rather than later. Plus you're earning ongoing as well on everyday things as well, which is fantastic. So I did this a few years ago. We had a supplementary card in my wife's name. Did that for a couple of years. But then I cancelled my cards, cancelled her supplementary cards, and she became the American Express customer. And that started the clock ticking on me on my 2 years. So I actually did that 2 years ago. I cancelled my Amexes 2 years ago, and I've been the supplementary card holder on my wife's Amex accounts for the last 2 years. Now, those 2 years are up, and I've applied for the new cards and a supplementary card for her. So both our spending goes towards the bonus. Both our spending is earning those reward points, those cashback points every single day. She's cancelled her cards, and she'll start the clock ticking on her 2 years. So in theory, in 2 years' time, we'll repeat this. So every 2 years, we're going to be in a process of getting one bonus, maybe 2 bonuses, maybe 3 bonuses every single 2 years. Now, Amex could change the rules on this at any time. Okay, that's the other kind of thing we have to sort of be clear of here. So it might be you start this, it's great, and in a month's time, in 6 months' time, in a year's time, they change the rules on those other cards that you can't get those bonuses as an existing card holder. But I don't think you're going to lose out massively on giving it a go. But remember, as we go back to the beginning as well though, if it sounds a little bit too complicated, if it still sounds a little bit too much, just go for one card, the one that you're comfortable with, the one that you think is going to be the best return for you. My name is Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching. Here are more videos on credit cards you might find interesting.